Hi, students. I am very happy to discuss the science session with you. But this is Unit 6, Biology section, the digestive system. I am Venilaan from Colombo India College. This program will help you for something revision. Here we will discuss more than 30 questions in digestive system. So you know the digestive system is designed for digestion of food, absorption, and elimination. So first we think about define the term digestion. So you have to write the process by which the complex organic compounds are converted into simple organic products to be absorbed into the human body. It's called digestion of food. Here the complex organic compounds mean the carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins. So that one converted into simple absorbable molecules such as glucose or some other monosaccharides, amino acids, fatty acid and glycerol like that. So this is a function of the digestive system. Sometimes we know some nutrients that can be used by the body without any digestion, directly absorbed. So name 5 nutrients. You know, the mineral salts, some vitamins, glucose, fructose, galactose. Those things directly absorbed by our digestive system. Food digestion takes place in 2 processes. What are those? What are the 2 processes of food digestion? You know, first one is the mechanical process, chewing like that, chewing, grinding like that. Second one, chemical process. So the enzymes involve this chemical process for the digestion of food. Fourth one, mention 3 functions of the digestive system. For digestive system, the main function is the digestion of food. Second thing, absorb the digested food, absorption of digested food. Third one, elimination of removal of undigested material. So these are the 3 major functions of the digestive system. So what is the function of the salivary amylase? You know, in our mouth cavity, we have a gland, the 3 pairs of gland that is known as salivary gland. So the one of the important component in the saliva is enzyme. That is called salivary amylase, It acts on starch and digestion of food. Starch will be partially digested into maltose. Next, we will see the equation for this. The equation is starch, the food, salivary amylase is the enzyme biocatalyst, and converted into maltose. So you know that is little bit of sweety taste, maltose. So the important thing is you have to label the digestive system, the parts found in our digestive system. You know, the mouth cavity. Mouth cavity is bounded with upper jaw, lower jaw, and the teeth. You know, milky teeth and the permanent teeth. After that, the tongue. Then only the salivary gland. After that, pharynx, esophagus. So the stomach cavity that is filled with digestive other parts of the digestive system, such as small intestine, large intestine, stomach, and some glands, accessory glands such as liver and pancreas. Then after absorption, the small intestine, that one goes through the large intestine. Okay, the large intestine. After that, rectum, then anus for elimination of undigested material. So here, this is the structure of our stomach cavity. Here, the important part is stomach. So that is the stomach store food temporarily, and accessory gland also here, the liver and gallbladder, pancreas, small intestine, the duodenum also there, small intestine and large intestine. Those are the parts found in the stomach. So this is the upper part, our head, longitudinal section. Here the lips are found in the mouth cavity. The front part is lips and upper jaw, lower jaw. But the tongue is very important for taste of food and turn the food, rotate the food here and there and mix with the saliva. After that, the pharynx. Pharynx is a common part for the digestive system and the respiratory system. Then there are two tubes. One is esophagus, other one is larynx. So the larynx opening is covered with epiglottis. That is very important part. We will see later what is the function of the epiglottis. And the esophagus, the food ingested goes through the esophagus. So here, what is the function of the epiglottis? What is the function of the epiglottis? Here you see in this video clearly that one explained when the food epiglottis helps to prevent entering food into the trachea. You know that trachea is the respiratory part. So the epiglottis helps to prevent entering food into the trachea when food enters to the pharynx. So respiratory tract is blocked by epiglottis. So I think you can understand easily the function of the epiglottis. This one is very, very important function. So prevention of food entering the respiratory system. So next we will see the semi-digested food that moves down. The esophagus is known as, what is the name is given to that? So the food, semi-digested food after swelling, that is called bolus. So after that, what is chyme? You know, in the stomach, the cavity that is filled with stomach. So here the liquid found inside the stomach is known as chyme. So here, what is chyme in the stomach? So here, whatever we eat first go to the stomach. So here that is a liquid mixing well. You see some movement also. That is also a peristaltic movement controlled by the autonomic nerve system. So what is chyme in the stomach? Due to the peristaltic activity of the muscles in the stomach wall, the bolus is broken down and mixed well into chyme. After that, how does food travel down the alimentary canal? So you know that is peristaltic movement. So the food travel through the digestive system, especially in the esophagus, in the stomach. Then other part also that is called peristaltic movement that is controlled by autonomic nerve system. Next, 8th question. What is the function of the enzyme pepsin? You know the pepsin found in the gastric secretion. So gastric glands found in the inner wall of the stomach. So the function of the pepsin, protein digestion to produce polypeptides. So you know that is protein is a huge polymer of amino acid. Here the partial digestion takes place. So the protein digestion, protein converted into polypeptide in the stomach. So here the chyme. What are the components? What is found in the chyme? So here very careful when you write the answer here. Some are digested matter, some are not digested, some are partially digested. So very careful about this question. The partially digested proteins are here because the pepsin enzyme also they are no. Second one, the digested and undigested carbohydrate. Third one, undigested lipid because lipid digestion is not start. That one starts in the duodenum. So undigested lipid. And you know some other materials such as water, minerals, vitamins, those things are there. Okay, these are the components of the chyme. So here some secretions are here in the duodenum. Duodenum is very most important part. This very important part found in the digestive system. So here what are the secretions which open into the duodenum? So here duodenum, you see some accessory glands found in the digestive system. So the gland yellow color is known as pancreas. So here that is pancreatic duct. Here the green color part is the gallbladder. So the gallbladder has bile. The bile secreted by the liver. Okay. So here we will see the question now. So the question. So what are the ducts? So duct of the pancreas, and the gallbladder. Okay, gallbladder. So those two openings are here in the duodenum. Opens into the duodenum. They are single pore. Okay. So next one also regarding this portion, the important part of the digestive system, the stomach, liver, and the pancreas. So the question, the name 3 enzymes found in the pancreatic juice. The pancreas is important for digestion. So pancreatic juice has certain enzymes, and these glands secrete hormones also. We will see later. So here for digestion, we will see about the pancreatic juice. So what are the secretions? Trypsin, amylase, lipase. Trypsin for protein digestion, amylase for starch digestion, lipase for lipid digestion. All the secretions are found in pancreatic juice and secreted in the duodenum. So here again you see the secretions of pancreas and the gallbladder. But write the functions of pancreatic enzymes. So the enzymic reaction is very, very important for you. So this one, chemical digestion. Here the food is complex food, you know, the complex organic food that we eat. So first one, the trypsin enzyme react with protein and produce polypeptide. Trypsin is the enzyme of pancreas. So that one react with protein and produce polypeptide. Second one, the starch. That is a food, complex food that we eat. Starch react with amylase enzyme and produce maltose. Maltose is the product. After that, the third one, lipids and oil. You know, the lipid food, you know, the butter, margarine, like that oils. So that one react with lipase enzyme and produce fatty acid and glycerol. Fatty acid and glycerol is the simple form of lipid. So other one, further digestion takes place. So you see the intestinal gland also there. So that is secretion is known as intestinal juice. Intestinal juice secreted by the walls of the intestine. Here, some digestion, some part of the digestion, or the last part of the digestion also takes place in the intestine. Intestine is a very long tube, and the intestinal juice, the wall of intestine, name the enzyme in it. So you know, maltase, sucrase, lactase, and peptidase. So the ACE ends with ACE means that is enzyme. Maltase, sucrase, lactase, and peptidase. So first one, polypeptide. You know that is the partially digested protein. Polypeptide react with peptidase enzyme and converted to amino acid. Amino acid is a simple form of protein. Second one, the maltose. Maltose react with the enzyme maltase and converted into glucose. Next one, the sucrose. Sucrose, you know, sugar. The enzyme is known as sucrase, and product is glucose and fructose. Glucose and fructose are monosaccharide. Sucrose, disaccharide. The fourth one, lactose, that is milk sugar. So the enzyme lactase react with lactose and produce glucose and galactose. Glucose, fructose, galactose, all are monosaccharides. So this is a structure of the villi. So that one is very well adapted for absorption of food, digested food. The digestion of food are absorbed into the blood capillaries of the villi. So here you have to label the parts. The very important part, that is the epithelial cells, the villi surface. After that, the rich blood supply and lacteal. So these things you have to label. This one is very important. A lot of adaptations also found in this villi for the absorption, successful absorption of digested food. Okay, here the microvilli, you see villi and microvilli. Here some digested portion absorbed to the blood. Here you see, so some parts, some digested parts are absorbed. Here you see some absorb the simple form, the peptides, some amino acids, not only amino acids, the glucose, like that. So those things are absorbed by the villi and the microvilli. After that, we think about the villi. The small intestine is adapted to increase efficiency of absorption. So what are the adaptations found in the intestine? Being a long tube, very long, that is 7 meters length. Second one, the presence of circular fold in the inner wall, so to increase the surface for the absorption. The third one, presence of finger-like projections called villi in the circular fold, finger-like projection, so to increase the digestion, absorption surface. So next adaptation is presence of microvilli in the epithelial cells of the villi. So that one also increase the surface for absorption of digested food. Finally, the thin epithelial lining of villi, very, very thin, mostly one cell thickness is observed. Actually, that one is microscopic. So the next thing, villi are highly vascularized. Vascularized means rich blood supply. Rich blood supply is found in the villi. So next one, name the digested end product. End product, the monosaccharides, fatty acid, glycerol, amino acid, those things. So absorbed into the blood capillaries of the villi. Some are absorbed by the capillary. Some are absorbed by the lacteal. Here, what is absorbed by the capillary, blood capillaries? So monosaccharides. So that is the simple sugars. So glucose, galactose, fructose, those the final end product of starch digestion. Not only starch, other food also, other carbohydrate also. The second one, amino acid. Amino acid is the end product of protein, amino acid. That is a simple unit of protein. So the next one, vitamins. The fruits and leaves have a lot of vitamins, vitamin A, B, some are water soluble, what are fat soluble vitamins, all absorbed by the mineral salts also absorbed by the blood capillaries. So what about the other things, the end products of lipids? So those are not absorbed by the blood capillaries. So next question, we will see the next question. Name the digest end product absorbed into the lacteal of the villi. So lacteal, that is different, like blood capillaries. That one also that share the work of absorption. So the fatty acid and glycerol, those are the end products of lipids. Lipids are absorbed by the lacteal of the villi. So next thing, finally, they enter into blood. So the blood circulatory system, when there is high amount of glucose in blood, after you take the meal, the blood level increases. What will happen to the glucose? The increasing amount of glucose, what will happen? The structure of the digestive system. So here the digestion takes place in the duodenum and here small intestine. After that, that is absorbed into the bloodstream, and that one taken to the liver. So what will happen? What will happen to the glucose? We are not asking about the other one. They are converted into glycogen and stored in the liver. They are converted into glycogen and stored in the liver. The stored form in animal is glycogen. The stored form in plants is starch. Okay, you studied earlier these things. So here the glycogen stored up in the liver. Not only liver, the muscle also. So here next thing, what is the organ which secretes bile? Liver, sure. Some people write that gallbladder. That is wrong. Liver. Where is bile stored temporarily? Gallbladder. So what is the function of the bile? Emulsification of fat. Emulsification of fat. So what is mean by emulsification of fat? What is mean by emulsification? So due to the mixing of bile with the food, At duodenum, the lipids in food are broken down into small droplets by the process of emulsification. So actually the lipid are large globules, and that one is reduced into small, that one broken down into small droplets by the process called emulsification. So what is the advantage of emulsification? What is the advantage of emulsification? You know, the surface is increased due to this action. Enzymes get a greater surface area to act on lipid food. You know, the lipid react with lipase enzyme. Lipase is one of the secretion found in the pancreas. Due to this action, enzymes get a greater surface area to act on lipid food. Another part, you know, the beginning of the large intestine, appendix. So explain the disease appendicitis. Explain the disease appendicitis. What do you mean by appendicitis? So, you know, a small blind endotubular structure starts at the end of the cecum. So, you know, the starting part of the digestive, the large intestine is the cecum. So here small blind tube. So the structure starts at the end of the cecum. It is known as the appendix. It is very small in humans, but actually that is inactive, and it may be inflected and become swollen because of some infection. That disease is called appendicitis. By certain small surgery, we can remove that one. Next one, what is the function? What is found in the large intestine? So after absorption takes place in the small intestine, you know, the undigested material and some other materials are transferred to the large intestine. So the question is, what is found in the large intestine? So large intestine, you know, that is. So here you see the indigestible food, bacteria, inorganic salts, unabsorbed substances are found in the large intestine. So especially the cellulose also. Cellulose also absorbed well in other animals like as cow, cattle, like that. But in our body, it's not adapted to absorb or digestion of cellulose. So cellulose also found in the large intestine. So next one, the large intestine, you know, that one is huge structure. That one filled here surrounding the small intestine. So what is the function of the large intestine? Large intestine also have certain function, but in your O-level, we need only one function. That is enough. Main role of the large intestine is absorption of water. Excess water is absorbed. Not only absorbed, some minerals. Sometimes if some vitamins also escaped from the small intestine, also absorb that one. The main function is, main role of the large intestine is absorption of water. So what is gastritis? So that is common disease in human. Inflammation of inner lining of mucosa is known as gastritis or acidity. Okay, the acidity. So the acid secreted in the stomach is hydrochloric acid. So here sometimes that one may be the disease. So the gastritis, it means, the acidity means inflammation of inner lining of mucosa is known as gastric or acidity. So we feel some burning sensation in our stomach. What is the reason for this disorder? What is the reason for the gastritis? Lot of reasons are there. Skipping of meal or busy life. Second one, consumption of acidic and spicy food for tasty. We like acidic food and spicy food. So that one also one reason for this disease. Next one, excessive smoking, excessive alcohol consumption also cause this disease. Then mental stress. Nowadays, you know, a lot of people have mental stress. That is also one of the reasons for the gastritis. So another is what is mean by constipation. So difficulty in defecation due to hardening of fecal matter is known as constipation. What is the reason for the constipation? Constipation of food with low dietary fibers. Dietary fibers rich in fruits, leafy vegetables. But some people not taking those diets. So consumption of food with low dietary fibers. Next one, not taking enough water, required volume of water. So we have to drink enough water to prevent this disease. Postponing of defecation, that is very important. Defecation also. So here which organ? The digestion begins. Explain. So this is very simple question. The digestion begins at mouth, mechanical as well as chemical digestion also. It begins in the mouth. And the mouth, there is both chemical and mechanical digestion. Mechanical means chewing, biting. Those during chemical digestion, the food is broken down by the action of teeth, and the mechanical food is broken down into saliva. Saliva, the enzyme silane, salivary amylase is there to digestion of starch. So next one, where does most part of the digestion in small intestine take place in human body? The parts of the digestion, esophagus, duodenum, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, those things. So where does most part of the digestion takes place? Most part of the digestion takes place in the small intestine. Not only small intestine, the duodenum. Already I saw the duodenum, that accessory glands found in the duodenum. So thank you very much. This one helpful for your revision. This one just revision. Whatever you studied, now you can revise these things. I am Venilaan from Hindu College. Thank you very much.